Vault 96 is a Vault-Tec vault in the Savage Divide region of Appalachia. It is located south of Foundation and southeast of RNG Station at the end of Route 103. As with the other vaults, Vault 96 was sealed shut during the Great War in 2077. Constructed around 2074 and completed in August 2077, Vault 96 advertised itself as an ark for the atomic age. Vault 96 was one of the world's largest cryogenic storage facilities, with approximately 10,000 animals preserved within it. Vault 96's public mission was to monitor post-war surface conditions, the damage caused genetically to local fauna, and reintroduce species to restore ecological balance. However, once the vault was sealed, the mission received an addendum, revealing that their true mission was far more complex, requiring the conducting of genetic experiments to explore mutated fauna and develop countermeasures for them. The results of these studies were then to be transmitted to external facilities. The research quotas were made weekly, made up by the mainframe, and assigned to the overseer to distribute to the residents. The overseer would track progress and ensure results in addition to assigning quotas. The total duration of the vault was supposed to be 250 weeks at least, after which all the residents were to be exterminated, and only the overseer permitted to leave. As one final part of the vault's construction, a secret cryonics bay 86, was installed, containing a mysterious entity known only as X001. The bay was only ever to be accessed by the automated research systems. The vault was made up of only 5 residents: Overseer Eric Demarcos, Jeanette Higgins, Hans Memling, Nina Valea, and Molly Cooper. Each were highly gifted individuals, and incredibly specialized for their role in the vault, most coming from high-ranking executive positions and prestigious teaching careers. Upon closure of the vault, during their first weekly meeting session, the other residents expressed extreme discomfort and resentment towards Eric, due to the unethical research and apparent threat of elimination should any of the residents not comply with Eric's demands and quotas. Although the residents eventually settled into their new positions, it became clear quite quickly that the only necessary individuals were the biologists, with the other positions simply acting as a glorified support team. Starting with a mere 4 credits per week, the biology staff maintained credit gain by forcing various experiments and experimental mutations upon creatures and having them fight one another, documenting which mutations were stronger. Over the course of the next 3 years, the staff maintained their assignment duties, with the biology team documenting various mutations induced on creatures housed within the vault, beginning with simple natural selection such as electrogenesis and venom regeneration. By week 100, these mutations had gone into evolving chameleonization, pyrokinesis, and cryokinesis. During week 142, a mysterious new mutation was stumbled upon when the biologist inserted specimen X001's DNA into a petri dish, which then spread to every other petri dish, mimicking the ability perfectly. Nina attempted to study the mutation with the subject it originated from, but did not have access to the mysterious and undocumented Bay 86. By week 148, due to the lack of access to specimen X001 and the lack of ability to improve or stabilize the mutations observed, Nina was unable to meet the quota of 568 credits. After disabling the mainframe's monitoring system in the Overseer's office, a revelation was made. For more than 2 years, Eric had quietly been working on an escape plan. Unbeknownst to the rest of the team, Eric had been just as much of a prisoner of the mainframe as everyone else. He had finalized development of Seraph, a prototype computer virus originally meant for the Defense Intelligence Agency. Seraph was capable of taking over and defeating even the powerful mainframe intelligence. The plan was to use the virus on the mainframe, shutting it down, and escaping the day before the quotas were due. However, while most of the events went well on the day of the escape, the mainframe activated Superseding Protocol Omega, which killed all of the residents of the vault and sealed it once more. However, the virus was uploaded and began infecting the mainframe and its systems. Now, let's take a moment to talk about each of the residents of Vault 96. Eric Demarcos was the developer of the Vault-Tec Emergency Management System, a senior professor and former dean at Vault-Tec University, and the overseer and chief software developer of Vault 96. After the war, Demarcos reflected on his faith in Vault-Tec and his current role as overseer of Vault 96, looking over potential disaster situations the Vault could encounter. In addition, as overseer, his instructions were to distribute quotas for the Vault, utilizing all possible means of disciplinary and security enforcement to do so, with the goal being to complete at least 250 weeks of research quota submissions, with his reward being that he would be the only one allowed to leave the Vault. Jeanette Higgins was the lead developer of the Assaultron-class robot, senior engineer at Robco Industries, and chief robotics technician of Vault 96. Records indicate she had a volatile, confrontational personality. Kinda like the Assaultrons. Hans Memling was the former CTO of ArcJet Systems, professor emeritus at Hamilton University, and chief engineer of Vault 96. He worked at the Hamilton University as a distinguished professor of engineering from 2068 to 2075. As the principal author in 112 papers in quantum, nuclear, and cryogenic engineering, he was highly regarded by his colleagues at Hamilton. Nina Vallejo was the founder of Chromax Genetics and chief researcher of Vault 96. She was the principal author on 55 research papers on cross-species genetics. Molly Cooper was a researcher at Chromax Genetics before serving as the chief biologist of Vault 96. She was included as a condition of Nina Vallejo's acceptance onto the project. She is described as having a bright, timid, and anxious personality. Now let's take a look at the directives and protocols of Vault 96. The Vault 96 protocol reads, "Welcome to Vault 96, an ark for the atomic age. Within these walls lies one of the world's largest cryonic storage facilities, with thousands of animals carefully cataloged and preserved in stasis. In the aftermath of a nuclear war, mass extinctions and mutations will devastate the outside world. Your mission is to monitor surface conditions, assess genetic damage to local fauna, and, as conditions warrant, gradually introduce species to correct genetic drift and restore ecological equilibrium." The Vault 96 Protocol Addendum for automated release upon sealing of Vault 96. The staff of Vault 96 will consist of 5 designated scientific specialists. The purpose of Vault 96 is to conduct genetic experiments to explore potential mutations that may arise in post-nuclear fauna and develop appropriate countermeasures. Research will be assessed based on the lethality of the mutations developed. Results will be transmitted via satellites to external facilities for analysis and deployment. To encourage compliance, the overseer will assign weekly quotas. Failure to meet quota will result in the termination of underperforming personnel. Following an initial 1-month shelter period, Vault robots will periodically collect samples of surface creatures for preservation and further study. Residents will not be permitted to exit the Vault. Residents will not be permitted to introduce native or genetically modified species outside the Vault. Any attempt to deviate from this protocol will result in termination. The Overseer's instructions read, "Greetings, Overseer. As you now know, the protocols for Vault 96 differ from those presented in your introductory briefing. This deception was necessary in order to secure the cooperation of the specialist required to complete the Vault's research objectives. As Overseer, your primary responsibility is to distribute weekly research quotas, track progress, and ensure results. Quotas will become increasingly aggressive and will require that your team is kept properly focused and motivated. To that end, you may direct Vault robots in instituting whatever security or disciplinary measures you deem appropriate, including withdrawal of food or other resources, intimidation, violence, or execution. All residents will be strictly monitored. Any attempt to conspire against, resist, or disrupt these protocols will result in termination. Once all other residents have been terminated, if at least 250 weeks of research were successfully completed, you, and you alone, will be permitted to exit the Vault." An entry in the Overseer's terminal reads as follows: Cryogenics Bay 86. Confidential. Overseer's eyes only. Violation VTP 01011. Under no circumstances is any resident of Vault 96 to tamper with, disable, remove, or destroy the security seals on Cryogenics Bay 86. Any attempt to do so will result in the immediate termination of all life within the vault. Automated research systems may be used to retrieve genetic samples from this bay as required. Samples should be considered extremely hazardous and handled with all possible caution. Now, let's take a listen to some of the holotapes in Vault 96.
All right, calm down. Calm down. We won't...
Calm down? Eric, what kind of scam is this?
Look, I know this isn't what you expected. I'm still trying to process it all too.
Bullshit. You worked for Vault-Tec. You had to know.
Jeanette, I already told you.
So, the door has sealed. There is no way for us to reopen it.
Apparently not.
And it's just the 5 of us in here?
That's right.
That's crazy. You could fit an entire town in here.
I want to know about the experiments. Are there really 10,000 creatures in cryo here?
And instead of preserving them, you want us to experiment on them, induce mutations, optimize for lethality.
Those are our orders. You will all have weekly research quotas to meet.
And if we refuse? Or fall short?
Anyone failing to meet their quota, or otherwise trying to rebel, will be eliminated.
You can't be serious.
Sir?
I'm afraid so.
Molly Cooper, Biology, Log 280. What is this? The specimen record is blank. No vitals, no measurements, no source data, just an ID, X001. The cellular structure is unlike anything I've ever seen. I can't even identify the organelles. I ran it through the DNA sequencer twice, but nothing at all. I talked it over with Nina, and she's going to try splicing it into some of the cellular structures at random, just to see what happens. It's a long shot, but we have a quota to meet. Fucking Vault-Tec.
Genetic Research Log, Week 100, Retrospective. Our first mutations were simple enough. Venom, regeneration, electrogenesis, natural phenomena with well-understood biochemical processes. Despite my initial misgivings, developing, adapting, and enhancing general-purpose mutagenic sequences has been a fascinating challenge. So much so that I fear we have set the bar too high. Eric's quotas are ever more aggressive, even as potential research targets grow increasingly elusive. Molly and I have moved on to more speculative mutations, chameleonization, pyrokinesis, cryokinesis. But after that, I am less certain. This pace is maddening. How much longer can we maintain it? Genetic Research Log, Week 142. Specimen X001 has been a most remarkable success. I confess, I was skeptical when Molly showed me her analysis. There was little to work with, given its unique biology. As an initial bench test, I spliced each of our extant stable mutations into separate samples. They all worked flawlessly, as if we had spent months adapting them. And then the mutations spread. They somehow shifted from one sealed petri dish to the next until all the samples exhibited all of the mutations. Fascinating. I wanted to proceed to live subject testing immediately, but all of our attempts to resuscitate a specimen have been blocked. Hans is looking into it. In the meantime, this transference capability merits further investigation. Genetic Log Week 148, 148. There is little progress to report. Too little. The shifting mutation is still unstable. When stressed, subjects will shift, or phase, or whatever it is. It works, but it's inconsistent, uncontrollable. Without some understanding of the underlying physics or biology, there is little I can do to stabilize or improve on it. If I could study the original specimen, perhaps I could make some progress. But there is apparently only one subject in a secured cryonics bay with military access controls. I've no doubt Eric could get in, but he has refused. I have put everything into this research. I'm out of time. I will not make my quota. Forgive me, Molly.
Get a hold of yourself.
Bastard. Nina's dead. Eric, dead. All because of your damn quotas. If you can't show a little compassion, shut the hell up.
Hey, now.
I regret what happened to Nina. I truly do. But we're wasting time.
What?
There, that should disable the sensors. Now listen carefully. They aren't my quotas. They never have been. They're set by the mainframe. Look, here are next week's numbers.
God. There's no way.
Why didn't you tell us?
It's on a hair trigger. If it detects anything, any word of conspiracy or sedition, it will kill us. I had to be sure. The only way we survive the next week is to take it out.
You want us to fight our way out?
We don't have to. For the past 2 years, I've been working on a virus. Seraph. Upload it into the mainframe and it can take over. Shut down the system, the experiments, everything. It can let us out.
The EMS.
Won't be a problem. I designed that system. My students wrote the damn protocols. I can beat it.
We can't go on like this. I'm in. For Nina.
Jeanette? Hans?
All right.
What the hell? Sure.
Here's what I need from you. We move on Saturday, just before the quota check. Be ready.
Sensor discrepancy detected in the Overseer's office. Applying cancellation algorithm. Done.
Have a good week, everyone. Dismissed.
And down. Go, 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 go.
Robotics control failure in the mainframe wing. Activating emergency fabrication protocol FS401.
Jeanette, circuits 10, 18, 57.
Got it.
Fabrication system offline. Activating emergency repair protocol CR889.
889, that's... Hans, we need a reactor brownout.
All right. Give me a minute.
109's next. Jeanette?
Ready on the detonator.
Molly, are you in?
Sorry, just as...
Brown out. In 3, 2, 1.
Power fluctuations detected in the engineering wing. Activating emergency stabilization protocol ES109. Detonation in the cryogenics wing.
That should do it.
Activating superseding protocol Omega.
Eric?
That's not in the database. What?
I'm locked out!
Here, I got it. Cover the door. Damn it. Almost...
Data upload from compromised system detected. Suspect data stream has been quarantined.
What? Bypass! Bypass! Ah!
All residents have been terminated. Operation successful. Have a nice day.
One can only wonder where the origins of that strange specimen lie. There is clearly more to this story, and questions that will likely remain unanswered. But for now, we can reflect on yet another example of Vault-Tec's treachery and lack of value for human life. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing for more. If you do, your work quotas will be met. If you don't, then automated vault systems will transport you to Todd Howard's residence for correction.